Hello and welcome. I'm OmniDog. Heyo, how's it going? This is Omnibroslive coming to your house through the magic of YouTube. With me tonight, as usual, straight from near mint condition is Omar.
What's going on, everybody? Thank you, Jess. It feels good to be back here talking to you guys again.
It's good to have you back. How have you been?
Things could have been better last week, but things are going good this week, so I'm not going to complain.
Okay.
So Monday, I'm ready to talk about some comic books and talk to you guys and talk, and interact with everybody in the chat. Like I said, it's just good to be back.
Right. Speaking of the chat, I need to pull the chat up so I can see what trash they're talking about me. Okay.
I'm pretty sure it's going to be full of Ollie's talk.
Ollies. Freaking Ollies. Okay. Let's see. We wanted to talk about hauls and reads because Gabe's just going to be a couple minutes late because we started a couple minutes late, so he'll be on in 2 or 3 minutes. So,
Yep.
Do you want to start with hauls or reads?
Yeah. Considering like some of my hauls were some of my reads, but yeah, we could talk about hauls. Why don't you start, OmniDog?
Okay, I will talk about. You want me to talk about hauls? I will talk hauls. First thing on the top of my stack is an interesting book that got a little hype this time. The Complete Oko. I think the reason it just sounded interesting to me. He's a warrior, a Ronin that travels hunting demons across the land instead of going after other armies or other Ronin. He goes after demons, and so I thought, well, this sounds good. And it turns out
it's not in hardcover. Huh? I really thought that book was a hardcover edition.
Right, and it's got a 5th volume in it that had not been released in English. So this is a big deal that this book got released. And in stock trades, under ordered or was just not allotted very many. So a lot of us did not get to get our copies from there. So a lot of us rushed to get it from Amazon. So that's why a little hype was built on the Complete Oko. But I look forward to reading it. It looks like it's anything that talks about demons is cool with me.
I already got my copy, so dude, you can hype that shit up. Let it sell out. I'm good. It's when you all hype shit that I'm like, I haven't bought that yet. That's when I start sweating.
And then I got talked into buying a book from a couple weeks ago on the chat. I think several people, including John P., recommended Generation Gone. So I got this. I don't know a thing about it except a bunch of people in the chat recommended it. So it collects chapters 1 through 5. And I don't know a damn thing about it except it's something millennial, blah, 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 and about hackers, but superpowers, or maybe it's not about hackers. I don't know. I couldn't get a straight answer from the chat, but it sounded good. And I got the...
I've never heard of that book.
I only heard of it through the chat. So...
you went in blind, huh? Leap of faith. Like you
have
no idea what it's about.
I do that in a lot of books. Then I got Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps, number 4. I have to be honest, I haven't. Wait a minute. He's got a yellow lantern on the cover with him. I got to get started in reading this. Damn it. I haven't started reading this yet. This is one of the few Rebirth books I just haven't had a chance to read yet.
I read the Rebirth title and then issue 1, and it was good. Well, the Rebirth one was co-written by Jeff Johns, so, and I think Ethan Van Sciver on the art.
It's by Venditti, so I like his writing in general. This book's already been covered. It's a whopper. Deadpool and Company.
Yeah, that was a pass for me. I know that Riley bought it.
Yeah, I got it because I like a lot of these. I like a lot of the team ups, so that sounds cool to me. And then Spider-Gwen 2. Spider-Woman No More. I'll have to read about that. That sounds interesting.
That sounds like an original concept. Never heard of that. Superhero giving up their costume?
Yeah, leaving it in a trash can.
Never heard of that.
Descender number 5.
Oh, that's right. You're a trade guy for those, huh?
Yeah, I am. I did end up sticking with the trades, and I have no regrets. It looks cool. The artwork is just brilliant, and I love the story, so I'm cool with it. Sticking with the trades. Usually I want to get hardcovers of Hellboy, but for some reason I decided to go for it with Hellboy in the BPRD 1954. I figured it was something that I would dig in my Hellboy readathon. I'll just slot it in there wherever I want.
Hey, Jess, I'm going to switch my audio real quick. People in the chat are saying I sound like a robot. Maybe I do, and I just didn't realize.
Yeah, okay.
Keep going.
Yeah, John P., just so you know, I bought Generation Gone because of you. And then I got 2 volumes of curse words. I don't even know what it's about, except wait, I did know something. It's about dark wizards and stuff in the sky. It's by Charles Soule, so I love Charles Soule. And I'll be honest with you, I do buy a lot of stuff just sight unseen and thinking, this sounds cool. I bet I'll like it. And almost all the time, I'm not disappointed. I really do like it.
You actually bought it because of John P.
What's that? Now we can't hear you.
Can't hear me?
No.
Keep talking.
Okay. Yeah, John P., I bought Generation Gone because of you. Can I say a curse word while talking about curse words? I bought fucking curse words because I really thought it would be a good book. Then my new surprise favorite book, Red Hood and the Outlaws, Volume 2, which I didn't even know was out. I think I learned about it in the chat. Way excited to read this. Way excited because I love this book. Also way excited, Postal, Volume 6. Super excited to read this.
There's still hardcovers of Postal, right?
Correct, and I can hear you fine.
Okay.
I can hear you fine now. I can hear you a lot better than before.
Okay, good. I think I figured out the problem. So
okay.
I'm glad I asked you to go first instead of my robotic sounding ass.
Then I got what a lot of other people got. I waited a week. BPRD, Hell on Earth, with the beautiful yellow spine that everybody's so in love with. So this would be good because I'm going to be getting to Hell on Earth here soon. And last but not least, what I hauled, this is like a 2-week haul. This is not what I got last week. This is 2 weeks worth. Is the famous wavy page edition of The Vision. It's got some wrinkled pages in front. And the easy answer is I don't care. It looks fine. It reads fine. I guess the pages are a little wavy. It's not, they're not stuck together, so it's not a disaster. It actually looks fine. We dissected this book in an early OmniBros issue by issue, so I really know this book well. So I'm happy to have it in hardcover. I can't think of a book that deserves a hardcover more than that.
I can think of a lot.
You can think of a lot of what?
A lot of books that deserve hardcovers.
Yeah.
Super Pro.
Let's see. Some of the questions. Have I read Zero? I read it in floppies for about 10 issues, and that's a good question. Why don't I have it in collected edition? I really should. Let's see. Jess, No Killer Be Killed. I'm really torn. I know it's awesome. I'm torn trade weighting it or getting the trades now or waiting for a hardcover. I feel like I want to get a hardcover, so I'm gonna hang on. I think I'm gonna hang on and wait for a hardcover of that. Of course, that could mean like 2019, and it's really an awesome book. I have the first trade, so gosh, I don't know what to do.
You and your first world problems, man.
That is a first world problem.
No, I'm the same way. That's what I did with Descender. I read a lot of the issues digitally, and then I'm like, I'm just gonna wait for the hardcover because it's gotta come, right? It's Jeff Lemire with some gorgeous artwork. So I did, and now I gotta wait. And I did the same thing with Deadly Class because I figured all Remender, man, they just love sucking him off at Image. So he's gonna everything he does has been collected in hardcover. So I wait. But it's one of those that I read digitally, so because I couldn't wait to read the next volume, because he's really good at ending like those trade paperbacks and cliffhangers.
Yeah. So that's all I hauled. And that's a lot. That's 2 weeks worth of haul.
Yeah.
How about you, youngster? What'd you got?
Youngster. A lot of the same things you got. And so I think you showed this off last week. This is there he is. Big hard sex Gabe.
What up?
What's up, buddy?
What's
Big hard sex Criminals Volume 2
started.
Which I love, of course, nobody knows you're secretly reading Big Hard Sex Criminals.
Right.
The inside is genius. So
it's great.
I think my favorite thing are like the quotes up here. Like he just grabbed quotes from other things, not the actual reviews of the book. So it's like he's quoting Charles Dickens, and he's quoting like all my life, I wanted to be a gangster, and that's the Ray Liotta Goodfellas quote from the very beginning. So I thought that was pretty cool. And then probably something you didn't pick up, but maybe Gabe did or Riley. The Joe Casey's Run on Cable, big thick trade paperback, $39.99. This collects Cable -1, 48 through 58, and Cable Machine Man annuals, and then Wolverine and Cable, which Wolverine and Cable was something you've been like anybody that knew Cable was waiting to read since New Mutants number 93 and 94, when Cable was just one of these characters who just randomly appeared, and all of a sudden he knew like everybody. He knew like Maureen McTaggart, and he knew Wolverine. And as a kid, I was like, holy shit, he knows Wolverine? How does he know Wolverine? I want to know that story. Well, 10 years later, they finally wrote the story, and it was written by Joe Casey and Stephen Platt from Image. Used to do Moon Knight, and then he went on to do Prophet. And his art, Gabe probably knows more about the guy than I do. His art kind of changed here. And then this also begins the Joe Casey Ladrone. And Ladrone has a very similar style to, of course, Jack the King Kirby. Like, I really didn't dig this style back then. But reading it now, man, I'm like I reread the series probably about 15 years ago. I really dug that art. I thought that was really cool. Have you seen his painted artwork? Ladrone's painted artwork? It's pretty solid. Yeah, I really like his stuff. And this leads up to the Age of Apocalypse. I'm sorry, the 12 storyline. But yeah, he's very inspired by Kirby. A lot of his artwork, his use of like blocky fingers and blocky bodies. Yeah, I love this dude.
Is this a book I might like, or it's just something that strictly 90s kids would like?
No, I think this is a game changer. This is the one that goes like from let's get Cable outside of the X-Men family, with the exception of that Wolverine book, because they had to kind of stick that one shot in somewhere. This teams him up with a news reporter. What's her name? Irene Merriweather, I think. Was a really cool name. And she's just trying to figure out who he is, and they go on these weird like semi X-Men adventures, but it's just them two for a while. So I thought this was a very unique take on Cable. Of course, there was like some mandated crossover stuff too. Like I said, the X-Men, the 12. I guess I bored the shit out of Gabe, so he had to leave the chat. And then later on, the Ages of Apocalypse Ages storyline. But yeah, I don't know, man. I think you may dig it. I hate to recommend anybody a $40 book, and then you're like, man, this book sucked. I'm gonna pour
can I
root beer on it.
Can I start reading it with just knowing the basics on cable?
Yeah. The only thing is that the very first issue is the -1 issue. Remember the -1 years?
Yeah.
When Stanley did it was like a flashback years, I think is what it was called. So all the X-Men, all the Marvel titles had a flashback 1 or a -1 or -1, whatever you want to call it. So this one starts with how he came into our present for the very first time and met up with Maury McTaggart. So that's the only thing, really, man. Other than that, you can jump straight in.
Oh, good.
And it's Joe Casey's. It's some of my favorite Joe Casey stuff. And last but not least, I also picked up. This is what I like to call Day 1 edition of the Vision book, because mine also has the wavy lines. And like everybody else, I'm sure you thought it was water damage.
I did.
It's got that thin paper like the Infinity hardcover did. I think that's part of the problem, and it probably sat in a warehouse way too long. A damp warehouse at that. Shit, Gabe works at a comic book store. He could probably tell you why I did that. Got thin, glossy paper like that. That's what it's gonna do, I'm sure.
It's because you touch yourself at night.
I have other people that do that for me.
Well, tell my mom hi for me.
See, you're no fun. And I actually, Gabe, what did you haul? And then we'll talk about our reads.
Yeah, we're still hauling, Gabe, so you're just in time.
No one hauls as hard as Jess, though.
That's a fact. That's an achievement and a wonder to see week after week. But I'll keep it simple. Vision hardcover, same as Omar. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's just so quiet. It was scary. Yeah. So Vision hardcover, just like Omar got. I do have wavy lines or wavy paper, same as everybody else. I think, honestly, it was my original photo bait images that kind of kicked off the first notice of like the wavy pages. Probably see. I don't know if I can get the glare on there right.
You're
but
just
either way,
everything, man.
That's how it happens, man. I do it for you guys. I use my newfound skills and abilities, and I use it for the betterment of OmniBros.
Yo.
But yeah, I mean, I know there's a lot of ruckus on the boards about this hardcover and it being the paper being thin and the wavy lines and everything's damaged. I know a lot of people are trying to return it to in-stock trades, and I would tell them that's not a good idea because you'll get the same thing back and waste everybody's time. But I waited for this book for well over a year. I mean, every time you guys ever talk about it on the show, I've always mentioned I've never read it. I'm waiting for the hardcover to come out, and I'm glad it finally did. I can now finally read.
Have you read it yet?
I read one issue of it.
Oh, dude, when Vision self-destructs at the end of issue 12, I was...
Oh, that's amazing! Whoa!
I'm not that guy.
You dick.
Vision self-destructing, really? Like, that's gonna, like, how long is it gonna be before they bring him back? 2 months? Come on, man. I'm not gonna tell you what happens.
Well, we'll be talking a little bit more later about Vision exploding. That's a little bit later in the show.
Spoilers.
I just think this is this is the first time any of this has ever happened. This weird waviness and stuff, and it doesn't bother me. I'm fine with it, but I get why people are upset. But
did you not have the Infinity hardcover?
I'm sorry?
Did you not have the Infinity hardcover?
Infinity? Does it have the same issue?
It had. That was the big. That's when everybody started noticing. Holy shit! Marvel's cutting corners. Our Omnis are gonna start having small, like thin paper.
I do have Infinity, but I haven't read it yet as part of my readathon.
had the same issues with the wavy lines and really, really thin paper. Because I remember when that dropped, everybody started freaking out on the Masterworks board. Like, holy shit, our omnibuses are going to shit. First, they take away our fake leather covers.
Well, I think the majority of things end up fine.
I think there's worse things in the world of comic books to worry about than your wavy paper on your.
Yeah, and to me it doesn't happen very often, so I'm okay. I get
or
it.
Even the glue binding. The glue binding seems to have been like an issue too. I don't see a problem with glue binding on a 12-issue miniseries hardcover.
Attack on Louis. Issue 5. That's a random issue. Attack on Louis. So what did you guys read? Because I actually read this. Like I was I had a really rough last week, and my wife and I and the fam just went to the lake, and I grabbed some books to read. And this is one that I was excited to read because I had only read issue 1 and I wasn't hooked. And you guys kept talking about it. This is back when I used to listen to you guys, and I'm like, man, these guys are stupid.
And now that you're with us, do you feel the same way?
Oh, I'm sure somebody's out there going, this asshole doesn't know what he's talking about. Like John P., for example. I'm sure he says that a lot about me.
He says that a lot about everybody.
No, he loves Jess. But, and rightly so, though. Jess is a good guy. So I read this, like, seriously, on the way down, and I loved it because I thought it was dark and gritty. Now issue 1, of course, made more sense because it reads better as a collection.
Right.
Gabe hasn't read it yet, so I'm not going to say too much. The only thing I didn't like about it, and the only negative thing, which is not that big of a deal, was the comment left by Brad Meltzer, because I hated Identity Crisis so much. I don't want to see Brad. No, I'm kidding. It was the portrayal of Vic in the series from Runaways. I don't think that's the same Vic that I read in Runaways, but whatever. You know, it works in this book, and it didn't take the enjoyment out of it. I thought it was a damn good, fun, dark, gritty take on the Vision. I thought it was really cool, man. It was unique in that aspect, and I love the way his writing reminds me a lot of Chris Claremont's and Judd Winnick. The way that he like gives character just like to every little side character, not just the main cast. I thought that was really cool. Not a lot of comic book writers do that these days. So I thought within this collection, I thought that was really cool. And then I also read Chrononauts, which is the exact opposite of this. It was okay fun, like kicking the balls, 4 issues. Good Lord, I'm glad I waited to read that, and I ended up
that good, huh?
Oh no, I know what to expect when I read Mark Miller, however the hell you say his last name.
Right.
So I knew it was going to be a quick read. I'm sure there's going to be some fun, like nonsensical fun, and then but it had really good artwork by Sean Murphy. I wish I could find it, but I think I already gave it to my brother because I was like, he likes Mark Miller, so I think I ended up giving it to him because I found it for $5. So yeah, it was okay. It was about 2 good friends that just travel through time and have a ball. They do some bad things that they promised they wouldn't do, and they have to pay for the consequences. It was only 4 issues.
Is it worth reading?
Yeah, I mean, I don't. Honestly, there's not a book that I don't there's not a lot of books I don't recommend at least somebody trying out. That's my personal take on it, right? I hate telling somebody, oh man, you don't want to read that, because I mean, what if I end up not liking, for example, like Strangers in Paradise?
Right.
And then I'm like, no, fuck, don't read that shit, dude. And then you never read it. And then later on, 10 years later, you end up reading it, and you're like, man, I actually like this. Omar was full of shit.
I do like Mark Miller, so I was thinking about reading it.
If you liked Nemesis, if you liked Kick-Ass, if you liked Secret Service, things like that from his Miller World stuff, then you probably like it. And on top of that, if anything, you get some gorgeous Sean Murphy artwork.
Right, which I like. Did you read anything else?
Just caught up on X-Men. That was it.
Mm-hmm. Current
I
X-Men?
did. Yeah, I forgot. I did read the 2 new Avengers books, 675 and 676.
I read 675.
I'm kind of digging it. I don't know. I have not seen any reviews or anything, so I don't know how anybody else feels. But I'm kind of digging it. I think it's cool. I like when shit hits the fan. I like when the world is in peril. Avengers kind of stories.
That's kind of stories that it should be for the Avengers. It should be,
well, they are called
Earth's
mightiest heroes for a reason.
Yeah.
We have this new character. Jess, do you know anything about it?
The current Avengers?
Yeah, the new.
No.
Okay, so without giving too much spoiler, so it's a weekly book now. Comes out every week. Ewing, Zub. Is that who else writes it? And then Mark Waid.
Zeb Wells.
Zeb Wells, really?
Yeah.
Oh. Ugh. Anyway, so pretty much the Avengers, some of them are like all 3 of the teams, Uncanny Avengers, what was the other team? Avengers US, and then of course the Avengers are all now together, forced to be in one team because 90% of the Avengers are frozen in time somehow. Like they're frozen statues. So, you have 3 team leaders. You had Sam, you had Roberto Acosta, and you had Rogue. So now they're like, oh, well, who's the new team leader and things like that. Then out of nowhere, this character appears that was always there, per se. How kind of like in the style of the Century, or did you guys ever watch Buffy the Vampire Slayer?
No.
Liar. Kind of like Dawn was written into it. Like the character was always supposed to be there. She was supposed to be a founding member of the Avengers. Her name is Voyager. And she's out of nowhere. She comes back, and they're like, "Oh, we thought you were dead." So they go back and reference key issues of Avengers, like Avengers 1, Avengers 70, and things like that she was supposed to take place. So there's that mystery of like who she really is or how she plays a part in this. So I don't know. I'm digging it so far. I'm really liking it. So it's two issues in. I think issue 3 comes out tomorrow or Wednesday.
Yeah, no, I'm thinking it too. I mean, it seems like Marvel's really trying to get back to the legacy thing. Like they're bringing back Wolverine. The Avengers are all being consolidated on the one team. Things like that. So it's a good time right now for Marvel books. I think they're going to be catching back up soon.
Awesome.
Yeah, because female Thor is supposed to be dying soon, and there's a lot of good stuff going on with that stuff too. So,
okay, and that's what you've read so far, then? Omar, you're all done?
Yeah, that's it. I'm done. That's all the reading I did. I read X-Men.
Since I was sitting on my rear end recovering from my foot surgery for the past week, I read a lot. First, I read the first book of Revival, which grabbed me like a fish hook and reeled me in. So far, I am digging it. I'm right in the middle of book 2 right now. So I read that. I'm trying to do a big image read through, and I read Big Hard Sex Criminals 1 and 2. These books were great. I don't think 2 slowed down a bit. I loved 1 and 2. Let's see if I can just open a page and show you just random, see what it is. Nothing it's controversial.
No, nothing at all. It's just 2 guys talking.
Nothing at all. That's too bad. Okay, let me try again.
You probably flipped it to the one boring page.
Okay, how about that one? What's going on in that one?
Spoilers, 2 of the main characters just got their heads blown off. No, I'm kidding.
Anyway, I loved both of those. Continuing my image read, I finished book 2 of Wayward, which is way good. I need to do a review so I can say that.
No, that's hardcover.
Oh, yeah. Books 1 and 2 I read, and I'm really digging them. I can't wait for book 3. Wayward was great.
Man, you guys have been talking about Wayward for like the last couple episodes.
Yeah, I think that's because I read it book 1 a couple weeks ago and finished book 2 last week.
Yeah, now I want to check it out.
Yeah, I think you'd like it, Gabe. It's really good. And for some reason, I have this book on my nightstand, Amazing Spider-Man and Silk, The Spider-Fly Effect, which I liken to a nice little dish of ice cream. It was a lot of fun, not really memorable, but very spidery. I don't know. It was fine. It was Silk, and I dig Silk. It had a time travel concept that was cool. And I couldn't sleep one night, so I read that. Then I read 4 issues of Suicide Risk. This is going to sound controversial, but this book, I haven't finished. I'm right just now starting book 5, and it's got 1 more trade paperback. But this book could be in my world almost as good as Irredeemable.
Oh my God.
I know.
Huge praise.
I know. I just Peter M did the whole group a solid when he recommended it. I collected it in singles when I was collecting singles, but I sold all my singles off before I got a chance to read it. What a plot and story and characters and whole concept, and the whole thing is freaking great. I just, yowza. I can't recommend this enough. You can only get it. You can't get volume 5 very easily, so you're better off reading it on Comixology. E-I-E-I-O. What a great book. I am going to try and stay up tonight and finish volume 5. Since I'm all hopped up on pain pills, I should be able to do it. Don't worry.
That was gonna be my next question. You are pretty fucking doped up. Are you sure it's not the drugs making you talk like this? Because I think I was fucking high as a kite when I read Avengers: The Crossing, and maybe that's why I think it's one of the greatest fucking books ever written.
No, today I read volume 4, and the other times I read it's a good question though. The other times I read it, I was reasonably sober. So no, it's not. It's
fair
not
enough.
that. Yeah,
fair
no,
enough.
that's a fair question.
Is the Oxycontin talking there?
Right. No, it was sober me that read the first 3, so I think I'm in solid judgment here.
No, a lot of people seem to like it. I know Peter M really dug it. So
yeah, I think both of you guys would dig it, and it does have a little bit of a dark, Irredeemable edge to it. It is pretty dark, but it's really well written. So I think you guys would dig it. It's by Mike Carey, and he's written The Unwritten and Lucifer, and I think he did some X-Men stuff.
Yeah, he wrote X-Men Legacy.
Right. Okay. So he's a good writer.
Lucifer, yeah, that was the book that got him on the map.
Yeah.
Yeah, his X-Men Legacy gets a lot of high praise. I thought it was okay.
And that's what I read. That's all I read.
Awesome.
Gabe?
All right, so I guess that means I'm up. Right on.
Yo.
I finally finished Batman Rebirth hardcover deluxe volume 1. This is a great book. I know I saw some things before where people were kind of wishy-washy on the book. Some people like it. But I love this. I loved this kind of version of Batman that we're getting in here. Everything that I'm reading in here, Tom King's past, I feel like Tom King is writing Batman like a soldier with PTSD, or just a person who suffers from PTSD. And of course, that dates back to watching his parents be murdered. But the way that Tom King is really presenting this is him trying to commit suicide is almost along the lines of how veterans are like the number one victims of suicide because of the PTSD they get back from coming from the military. And I'm just really seeing a lot of these kind of elements in this book. I mean, just the art in the book is fantastic. It goes through David Finch. The David Finch page. You get David Finch, who's an amazing artist and a super great guy. And we'll be doing a signing in my store later this year. You also get Janning, I think his name is. He's like one of the last artists in this book. But what I love about his work for Janning, and this is just incredibly impressive stuff, pages, is he has these just really crazy and beautiful layouts where it's there's pages in here of Catwoman. Here we are. This is a cool page. Red with Catwoman on the pipes leading Wrestler, right? One of the ventriloquists through this maze of sewer pipes. But the way it's laid out is the sewer pipes are like the borders of a panel, and you have to kind of follow her transcending down the pipes and over to the pipes and out. So it's just really just one of those cool elements that I think what makes comics so unique is you can only do something like that in a comic. You couldn't do that in a movie or a TV show or anything else like that. But yeah, so Batman Volume 1 from Rebirth is definitely a must read. All the Bane stuff in here is great as well. So this is definitely a.
I was on.
If you don't have it already, check it out.
I was in the minority. Like that was when I reviewed the book. The first half of that book, the first 6 issues did nothing for me. It wasn't until the second half that I was like, "Holy shit, this is really good." Yeah, I think we've talked about this. The whole Gotham girl and Gotham kid or Gotham guy. Yeah, I didn't dig any of that stuff, man. I didn't like the new characters. I didn't like where it was going, and it wasn't until the second arc that I was like, "Wow, this is fucking awesome."
I can see that. Yeah,
no, I see where you're coming from too, because Gotham and Gotham Girl kind of didn't really serve much of a purpose outside of that storyline. Like, I don't know where they're at now or what they're doing. Yeah. But
and I was thinking, like, don't we have enough Batman characters that you could have used somebody from the Bat family? But anyway, yeah, that was. Way. But I loved it. Reading it as a hardcover, it read so much better.
No, it's great. The only thing about it, there is a couple issues of Monster Men in a hardcover. Oh, yeah. That you could just fucking just go fuck you and just skip over those issues. It's like 2 random issues in the middle of a story arc. It just doesn't make sense.
Continues over in Detective and Nightwing, right?
Or you could just get the whole Monster Man hardcover.
Ding, 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 ding.
No thanks. I'm not double dipping that much. I can. I can get 3 of my hardcovers at the same time and then flip them. I'm okay. I used to do that with single issues, so not a big deal.
But the point of getting these collected is so that you don't have to treat them like single issues.
Yeah, but I mean, you can't collect an entire crossover sometimes, like with some of these omnibus. I mean, they left out Extinction Agenda and the X-Men Claremont Jim Lee, first omnibus, and then there was Extinction Agenda, and then there was the second omnibus. So I'm okay with getting another hardcover. Not a big deal.
Just one more spot on the shelf for you. And the pages are not wavy, and I think it's sewn binding, so everybody will like it. And then also, I wanted to finally get back into one of my favorite all-time series. I was reading the series in singles. I loved it. Started buying the trade paperbacks. And then kind of like with the curse of collecting trade paperbacks, you tend to want to wait till all the trade paperbacks are out before you start reading the series again. And that's what I fell into with Gotham Academy. I mentioned this before on the show. I know that I absolutely love this book, and I was reading it in singles. And reading this in a trade paperback format is amazing as well. You basically, the story is basically Hogwarts, but instead of supernatural things and stuff like that, it's more mysteries and detective work. And as everybody's phones are buzzing and ringing.
It was mine, sorry. How many trades of that are there, Gabe? Do you know?
There is 1, 2, 5. Ooh, 3 for the first volume of the series, and then 2 for the second volume of the series. So I got so that was the first trade paperback, and then I was also able to make it into the first couple issues of the second trade paperback. So that's what I've been reading. But I'm going to show you guys, if you haven't seen it before, just some of the great artwork that's in Gotham Academy. This is written by Becky Cloonan. Brendan Felcher, who I think is an animator, does the arts, and even more art duties from Carl Kerschel as well.
Oh, I love that guy's art.
Yeah, that stuff is great.
Did that series get canceled?
Yeah. I was going to bring that up, unfortunately. Thanks, Omar, for picking that scab.
Dude, Avengers Academy got canceled too. That's one of my favorite books.
Yeah, I love Avengers Academy too. I think I just like the idea of just like, young characters kind of growing up and stuff like that. But yeah, the book is finished, canceled, finished, whatever. The series is over. So it's 5 volumes for the whole series. But I want to know what they're going to do with these characters, because I really fell in love with the
same thing they did with Avengers Academy characters. Kill them off.
Yeah.
Battle Royale fucking follow-up series called Avengers Arena. Nobody knows how to write fucking kids anymore, apparently.
No, man, and you got to, and you have to do the Battle Royale thing or the Hunger Games thing, of course.
Yeah.
Well, I'm intrigued with Gotham Academy.
No, it's a beautiful book. I looked it up on In Stock Trades. The trades are like $8 to $9 a piece. So
Cool.
For about the price of a half off Omnibus at $50, you can have 5 great trades of an entire series. And that's all I've read.
All righty. Awesome. We read some awesome books.
Yeah.
What, do you want to talk about Giovanni posted DC Solicits for, what was it, March? And there were a couple of pretty cool things in there.
There's some things I didn't know about. It's for April.
Okay. Let's see. I know that there's a reprint of Absolute Kingdom Come, which surprised a lot of people, I think, didn't it?
That's the one that surprised me. There are 2 things that surprised the shit out of me.
Okay.
The big one being the Teen Titans, the new Teen Titans Omnibus Volume 3 has the goddamn mapping right done this time around.
Right.
I can't believe they're doing it. Fuck yes, that's awesome.
Yeah, that was your big complaint about the original omnibuses, right?
Well, that was everybody's complaint about the original.
Right.
They were like,
you're the only one here to say anything about it.
Fucking years of it was a clusterfuck, but they have gone back and fixed it. So now that's awesome. I'm really, really glad. I'm happy for the people. I'm not gonna get them because I have them custom bound, but I'm really, really happy for people that are now reading or waiting to get this batch of printings. So good for you all.
Well, I'm glad you're happy for me because I got the first one and I'm waiting. I can't wait to get the rest of them.
Has the second one been? Second one hasn't been released yet, has it?
Nope.
I think it was supposed to be in December, but it was pushed back. Maybe this month.
Okay.
But those were the 2. Yeah, I didn't know that Kingdom Come was getting another printing. The Absolute was getting a printing, so that's awesome.
That's great. I don't have that one.
That's one of my favorite Absolutes. I own the one that has the misprint, like everybody else.
Word bubbles.
I think it's just 1 page. It's not a big. To me, those things aren't a big deal,
Oh, you mean like with the Jack Kirby 4th World Omnibus? With the
or
missing page.
Criminal, missing some words. Not a big deal to me. I'm okay with that. I can go online and see what it is. I can get another hardcover to finish the stories like I was with Monster Man. So 1 or 2 pages, not a big deal.
Let's see. I know that I was excited about Supergirl being super.
What is that?
That was a 4-issue run last year. It was on a lot of best of 2017 lists, and I really want it because it got a lot of praise. Let me see. Let's see. Oh, I'm in the B's. Batwoman, Volume 2, I want. Then there was some Rebirth deluxe editions. Batman Detective Comics #2 was solicited. And Harley Quinn trade paperback. Nightworth rebook. Blah, blah. Nightwing Rebirth Deluxe Edition Book 2. And let's see. Superman Rebirth the Deluxe Edition Book 2. Superwoman Volume 3. That'll be the last one. I really want to read that because I love Superwoman.
Do you know how to share your screen, Jess? Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't know if you knew or not.
I don't.
Okay.
I'm looking at it myself right now if you want me to share the screen. But
I'm just looking for a description of Supergirl being super. Written by, you'll like this, Omar, written by Mariko Tamaki.
Oh, yeah. I love those sisters. This one summer.
Art is by Joelle Jones, so you can't do much better than those two.
Well, it could be Chris Claremont and Fabian Nicieza with art by Jim Blade.
No.
Just
Kara Danvers isn't any different than any other
pro
in her hometown. Problems with school, problems with boys, problems with friends. But while growing pains shake up Kara's
right
walls,
up my alley,
a series of earth-shaking events hits her hometown, leaving her with a choice of blending in with the crowd or being different. Being an outcast, being super. This reimagining of Supergirl will appeal to fans of all ages and readers new and old, as the Girl of Steel flies face first into the struggles that every teenager faces. I can't wait. Joelle Jones can do no wrong in my book. And
why didn't they just call that Supergirl Earth 1?
That's a good question.
That's what it sounds like, an Earth 1 time. But hey, that's cool. I like re-envisioning.
That's a good question.
Maybe they didn't think it would sell as well as Supergirl being super. Let me get that for my daughter, my oldest.
Yeah, it sounds like it's all ages and cool, so I'm up for it.
Yeah. And, I'll read it first.
I can try and screen share something, but I think it'll probably end up screwing up the whole
Somehow
thing.
Jess will blow up the internet.
Yeah, it'll end up like Rey in the cave on Last Jedi, where there's like 9,000 of her going back and forth.
Oh,
somehow it's screwed up in the dark cave. Yeah, so I'll experiment on somebody else's channel.
Oh, J Rocks, he was talking about the Supergirl being super. That's the Tamaki and Joe book.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of good stuff that DC has in its solicitations. There's the 0 Hour hardcover.
Yes,
I'm really into. I like that kind of stuff, and it's really cool that just recently they also released an old 20-year-old commercial that DC filmed for 0 Hour that they sent to all the comic book stores back in the day.
I saw that. Yeah,
that's great.
I'm pumped up about that. I wasn't one of the haters of 0 Hour.
I dug it.
I thought it did its job.
I didn't hate it.
Yeah, it's one of those crossovers that fans don't like. That's why it took them years to do something like this. Because the only I still have the original collection. That was the only trade available for a long time. I mean, so
yeah, it's one of those things that since it's a '90s comic, it's okay to hate it.
Well, it did do a lot of weird things though, like setting the new rules up for time traveling and things like that. I just think fans didn't like it because it killed off some of the characters, but whatever.
Yeah, the hardcover. The only thing I don't like about it is that it's only the 5 issues that make up the 0 Hour story. I wish they would have some like the crossover stuff that's happening with it too.
Let's see. I also noticed Nightwing Rebirth Deluxe Book 2 hardcover. Suicide Squad Rebirth Deluxe Book 2. That book, the first book was kind of crappy, but I'll probably pick that one up because I'm an idiot and a completist.
I am going to be picking that book up also because I love Harley Quinn and anything.
Man, Jess, you got bigger problems than I do. Okay.
Yep.
Did you guys see that Super Sons had been canceled, the hardcover, by Amazon?
I remember
seeing that, but I don't know that I trust it.
I don't know if that's being resolicited or what.
Yeah. I don't know that I trust that.
Canceling that book anytime soon. I think that's a really good seller for them.
Well, they've got 15 issues in, right?
Mm-hmm. Something like that.
So maybe they're waiting to get more. I don't know. Maybe they're waiting to get more issues. Yeah, I hope they don't cancel it because that's one of the books I was really looking forward to getting.
Yeah, me too.
And I think that's yeah, those are the big ones. There's
No,
the Batman Grant Morrison, Volume 1.
No, you're missing another one. Did you guys talk about Green Lantern Kyle Rayner Volume 2?
No, we didn't. I'm excited about that too. Yeah,
that's important.
Kyle's my lantern, man. I love Kyle.
I'm right there with you, man.
I'm happy to see that these Grant Morrison omnibuses are only $75. Did you see?
That's amazing.
Did y'all notice that?
Great. That's going to be like what, $37 or something like that on Instagram.
$75. You're right.
So the problem with it, though, when we talked about collecting everything, it doesn't collect all of Resurrection of Ra's al Ghul. It just collects like the issues he did. So once again, you're gonna have to pull 2 books out of your shelf, Gabe. I'm sorry.
Damn it.
There's also, I think, Seven Soldiers also coming out, isn't it?
I'll pull those books out in a big old bottle of glue and just make my own absolute omnibus.
Batman Brave and the Bold, Bronze Age omnibus. Is that you, Jess? Volume 2?
Possibly.
Thought that was
I'm not a big fan of a lot of DC Bronze Age, but Brave and Bold was fairly solid through the Bronze Age, as I recall, so I might be a candidate for that.
Thought that was speaking to you. Biggie Cheese, thoughts on Colossus and Kitty getting married? About fucking time. I'm excited for it. I don't know if it's gonna last or who's gonna die, whatever, and I'm sure it'll be fucking retconned in a couple of years, but they belong together ever since when he was breaking her heart in all those issues of Uncanny X-Men when Wolverine and Nightcrawler took him out drinking to get his ass kicked by Juggernaut because he broke Kitty's heart. Man, those two, yeah, I'm happy for that. Or man, look when he died and she scattered his ashes in Russia. Also, I think that moment made me cry. But yeah, I'm excited about that. And
then they retconned it, but you still have the shame of crying.
Yeah. Motherfucker, it's not like I'm crying after sex. Like I'm crying because I'm emotional, man. I have a heart. Damn. Make fun of me all you want to. I don't give a fuck.
Omar cries after sex. That's cute.
I make dude. Hey, no, I ain't gonna say it. No, never mind. So yeah, where were we?
I think did we feel we were done with the solicits, or was there other stuff we wanted to talk about?
I think so. I think there was the Seven Soldier, right? That one?
Yeah, Seven Soldiers, Batman 66. I think you said that.
Yeah. Really
weird.
Say,
Seven Soldiers. A lot of people have been talking about that.
We just did.
Okay, cool.
Right.
And these Titans collections are all over the place. We're getting that 90s crossover, the Total Chaos, which crosses over New Titans, Deathstroke the Terminator, and Team Titans, the Jurgens titles. That's weird. And then we're getting a Superman by Mark Miller.
Oh,
huh.
Yeah, I saw that. It's a collection of something he had done earlier that I hadn't read.
That's right after the Lightning Superman years.
I'll read that. Yeah, I think the big surprise was I think Absolute Kingdom Come. Of course, I want to read Dastardly and Muttley by Garth Ennis. That's going to be great. That's in May.
I'm really looking forward to that Absolute Kingdom Come, though. That thing is beautiful.
Yeah.
Do I cry about Kitty spreading Colossus' ashes while you are having sex? Not while. After. Or before sex. The thought of it.
Before? You mean you have to beg for it for so long?
Like, it still makes, I still get hard. I still get the job done, even though I'm emotional about Kitty spreading his ashes.
You got to think about Kitty spreading his ashes to get a hard on?
No. I'm saying, like, it's not like I go limp because I'm thinking of these things. Like,
Wow.
I ain't no punk.
Sounds like coming from a man where that really does happen. You're trying to convince me or yourself?
No, I was convincing the chat. The chat's having this private
Oh.
conversation.
That's great.
They know I had to. Don't make me go get my wife.
let me bring up the chat real quick though. There's 42 people watching, but we only got like 14 thumbs up.
Oh man, you and calling out the thums up. All right, do
Thumbs
it.
up.
All about it.
Thumbs
Do it,
up, you
Gabe.
guys.
Also, I don't know if you guys talked about at the beginning of the show. This is your first time, or you just for whatever reason watch on a regular basis, but you're not subscribed. Now is a great time to subscribe to Omnibroslive.
Yeah, right after all that crying during sex.
Talk. Yeah,
Good timing, Gabe.
that's right. But either way, there's some fun stuff getting worked on behind the scenes, behind these curtains of ours.
Very fun stuff
that you guys are really going to want to get behind. So you don't want to miss out on the weekly shows whatsoever. And you'll probably be seeing more of Luis as well. That's always a good thing too.
Oh yeah, he's back. He's doing his weekly Wednesday shows with Jess, I think. That's a thing now, every Wednesday. So every Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday, you'll be seeing one of us. And Jess. I think Jess is on every show. He's like the fucking Wolverine of Omnibus. He gets the hits, man. He's the reason people come.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Speaking about the reason people come, November is we're gonna no problems. November we want to do a OmniBros meetup in Las Vegas. November is the month that we will get OmniDog. So we figured Omar could probably lie to his job and make them fly him out to Las Vegas at the same time, so we can have maybe really cool OmniBros meetup.
That would be cool. It'd be good to see both of you.
Strip clubs and go-karts and comic book hunting and vinyl record hunting and all that great stuff. And In-N-Out Burger, because there's one opening up down the street from my house now.
Whoa, this is the first time you threw out go-karts. Holy smoke,
Yeah.
this is going to be great.
I think go-karts was a tickle point for Jess. That's great.
That sounds like a blast.
Wait,
Yeah.
is John P, is he from Cleveland?
He is.
Oh,
yeah, he's
shit.
up there with Bone Thugs and Harmony.
That's what's wrong with that guy. Okay. I get it now. Everything he's
I
saying.
think that too. If like all kinds of like random space creatures kept eating my city.
I got to go there next week. So, John P, OmniBros meetup, buddy.
That'd be great. John, tell me why Howard is going to Cleveland. What's going on with that? So you can say that in the chat while we move on to previews, not previews of our visit to Las Vegas, although that is happening.
Hell yeah.
I am coming out specifically to see a specific person for a specific signing at a specific day. And when I'm not doing that, we're going to do all that fun stuff Gabe just said.
Yep. Well, yeah, I mean, you're going to be out here for the Adam Hughes signing at Torpedo in November.
Okay. I didn't want to steal your thunder. I wanted to make sure it was official and everything.
No, it's official and everything. The other person I talked about is not official yet.
Ah, okay. The friend?
Yeah, the friend.
Adam Hughes?
With benefits?
Yeah. Yes.
The friend of Adam Hughes with benefits. Nice.
So cool.
What's next, guys? What was the other thing?
Let's do previews of this week, of tomorrow. What we can get in stock.
Gabe, share your
What
screen.
up?
You're up.
I have to wait, let me get to it first.
Yeah, close all the Pornhub, X Hamster. I don't know what else you use.
All that dark internet stuff I got.
Dude, we have a product at work. It's called X Matters, and I had to code it into people's phones and shit like that. You know how many times I had typed in X Hamster instead of X Matters?
I thought you were going to say X-Men.
It's just embedded into my brain. I'm like, why isn't this working? Oh, shit, because it's X Hamster.
Oh, my God. It's good stuff.
That's cool. Howard's going to Cleveland to induct John Bon Jovi into the Hall of Fame. That is Boston. Boston. That is boss, man.
Oh, I fucking love Bon Jovi.
How's Bon Jovi in the Hall of Fame already?
I don't know. Why is
that? I guess not. Howard's going to go and be the guy that inducts him, which is really cool. Howard never leaves his apartment, so it's a big deal for him to go to Cleveland.
Yeah, him and Jovi used to party really hard. Then Bon Jovi got legit and bought a football team and got married and wanted to keep his marriage.
To Dorothea, whatever it is.
Kick Richie Sambora off his team. just not the same Jovi. Gabe, you good, man?
Yeah, I'm ready when you guys are.
Oh, go for it.
For you guys to get over it.
I ain't judging, but Bon Jovi sucks balls. Shut up. Chris. He may, but he's still a goddamn good musician. All right.
So Spain's turn.
All right.
All right. For Wednesday, January 17th, from Marvel, Marvel Masterworks Submariner Volume 8 cover and the limited edition cover. Mighty Thor Volume 4. Star Wars Legends. Wait. Give me 2 seconds. This is not the good page. Previews.
So it's fine.
Is it? All right. I'll stay here.
Yeah.
Just because there was no pictures. All right. So after Mighty Thor, we have Star Wars Legends Epic Collection Volume 2, Immortal Iron Fist trade paperback, X-Men Legion Shadow King Rising, Deadpool Classics Volume 21. Dang, I didn't know they had that many volumes of that book out.
They just keep pumping them out. As soon as a new series is over, they call it a classic. I'm serious.
Well, I understand that. Punisher Max Complete Collection Volume 7. So that's it for Marvel. DC, very small week for DC. You have Nightwing Volume 4. Anarchy the Complete Collection. That might be kind of interesting. I always wanted to read more about that character. Green Arrow Volume 9 and Superpowers by Jack Kirby. And then everybody else around here, we have the Pogo Complete Syndicated Strips Volume 4, whatever the hell that is.
I'm
actually getting that.
Yeah, me too. I'm getting the box sets.
The box set, yeah.
I'm out the loop. Shit. Sky Masters, the Space Force Complete Dailies, Mobius Library, the Art of Adina.
Gosh, we were supposed to get two Mobius Library books a year. This is
right, but they just reprinted the same one.
Well, this is the art of Adina, not the world of Adina. Yeah,
okay.
So it's a little different. Slowly but surely, whatever. Anyway.
Oh, wait a minute. Is this last week's?
This week's.
No.
I think you're highlighting last week's. I think it's supposed to be January 24th. Isn't today the 22nd?
It is the 22nd. God damn it.
I'm still excited about Mobius. I didn't know that was out.
Right. Yeah. I was getting excited right down here for Maximize Volume 2 hardcover. I was like, sweet, they're bringing those back out?
Jesus Christ. There goes any legitimacy we have.
Jeez.
Well, there also goes the idea of going through this segment a little bit faster.
Jay Ross said that is last week's releases.
Damn it.
We're on top of it, Jay.
I know. You guys could have told me earlier. All right. So what do we got here? Bringing this back up. All right. So the correct releases is Guardians of the Galaxy Telltale Games trade paperback. Amazing Spider-Man Worldwide, Volume 7. Wolverine Old Man Logan, Volume 6. Direct market version that's black and white. I don't know about that, but okay. X-Men Gold, Volume 3. Punisher, Volume 3. King of New York City Streets. New Mutants Back to School Complete Collection.
I'm excited about that one.
Tell me about that. Why should I be excited about that one?
Well, if my Christmas crap wasn't blocking the way, I'd get it for you. So they only previously released the first 6 issues of that 12-issue series. This is the one that predates the Academy X, or I'm sorry, when it became New X-Men after the House of M stuff. So it's like they brought the New Mutants back, the original cast of New Mutants, and it was, who was it? Phillips and DiMunzio, I think, wrote it. But for some reason, they never collected issues 7 through 12. And it's a brand new set of students with the original New Mutants being their teachers. There's like a student-teacher affair between a couple of them. And so it's just pretty cool to see old characters come back older, because they don't really do that these days anymore. Usually old characters come back the same age as when you left them, no matter what. I mean, Franklin fucking Richards is always going to be that kid that never grows up.
They aged up Layla Miller.
Well, yeah, because he traveled through time, though. That was a little different.
What I'm saying, that's the only way you can age up is by time travel.
But anyway, yeah, and then they changed the title over to New X-Men, and then it became what was it? That's where Christopher Yost and Kyle came in and brought X-23 into the mix during those issues of New X-Men, when they decided to kill off all the other characters. Yeah, I don't know. It's just I thought it was a fun book, bringing back a lot of the old characters that I hadn't seen in a while, and I thought they were properly written too.
Okay, cool.
All right, and then Iron Man Epic Collection Doom trade paperback. Superman Golden Age Omnibus Volume 5 for Jess.
Yay.
Aquaman Volume 4 Underworld for Gio. Checkmate by Greg Rucka Volume 2, probably for about 4 people out there. Green Arrow's Quest trade paperback new printing. Lobo by Keith Giffen and Alan Grant. That's going to be really cool. I'm going to check that one out for sure. Hellblazer Volume 18 and Savage Things trade paperback.
Oh shit! I just noticed something that I may get.
Oh yeah.
Just a little bit down.
Okay, we'll get to it. Well, and then some from everybody else. We have Walt Simonson's Battlestar Galactica hardcover edition. There's 1, 2, 3 different versions of that.
Oh, it's the artist edition.
The artist editions, yeah.
Oh, cool. That's the one I may actually get, is the Ninjak Complete Omnibus.
The classic Complete Omnibus. That one's gonna be cool with all that really great Joe Quesada art from back then.
For 3 issues, but whatever.
Love, man.
No, I dug the story. I noticed that Valiant they're starting to do the classic omnibuses, so I may pick some up. I was a big fan of classic Valiant.
I was too.
I really liked classic Malibu back then.
Okay.
Cool. All right, so after that we got Renato Jones, the 1% season 2. Only the End of the World again. Popeye the Great comic book tales. When Jess was a kid,
probably.
Adventure Time OGN Volume 11, Princess and Princesses. Crosswind, Spy Seal, Savage Dragon Archives Volume 9. Really wish Eric Larson would just go back and just hardcover this entire series. And then Exo Man of War 2017 Volume 3 Emperor Trade. And that's that. Kind of a quiet week, everybody.
I am looking forward to I believe the box set of Pogo is coming out tomorrow. Or not tomorrow, but Wednesday.
Yeah, with volumes 3 and 4.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah,
that's what Pogo is.
It was a comic strip. Walt Kelly's comic strip. Very political, though.
Yeah, great social and political satire. Super brave. He took on everybody back in the 50s when everybody was afraid to touch McCarthy. He went right after Joseph McCarthy in his own way in his Pogo syndicated strip. God, that was a good strip.
Yeah. I'm glad they're continuing it because it was on hiatus for a long time. Mainly because, two of the people working on it, I just found out from the Facebook group. Yeah, I didn't know Walt Kelly's daughter had passed away. That that was one of the big things that put it on hiatus. And of course, Kim Thompson, when he passed away a few years ago.
Right.
That was one of his projects. So
shout out to Tyler Blunt. Hey, dude.
Tyler.
Smoking that blunt.
Is that how you say his last name?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Smoking that blunt. So what's next? 420. That's right. Tyler knows what's up.
Smoking that blunt. 420. That's right. So let's see. Somebody's saying pick up Spy Seal.
That somebody is your boy, John P.
He said Spy Seal because 2 other people are saying Spy Seal also. Spy Seal is fantastic. Everyone buy it. Mind blown. Really?
Well, Dave K has a great idea. He says he wants a Deathmate omnibus. I would love a Deathmate omnibus.
Me too. It's so shitty.
That would be sweet, dude. Yes.
It's so shitty.
First appearance of Gen 13.
Oh, it's so bad.
Nobody cares.
It's so bad. Tyler, I wanted to name my kid Smoka, but my wife was against it.
Smoke a blunt.
Yeah, probably good call. Good call, man.
Wife ruined everything. Suck the fun out of everything.
Well, we can take questions.
Right.
We've covered everything.
We did. Good job, guys.
Questions? Yes, nice.
Way to go.
You want to talk about the other thing that was announced today?
Absolute Transmetropolitan Volume 3.
Right.
You guys are on this same wavelength. Very nice.
Of course we are. We've been waiting to hear that for a long time. Derek Robertson was like, leave me the fuck alone, guys. It's coming, I swear.
It's kind of both around.
But now Warren Ellis has stated that the street. What is the street date? It's like 12/18, 18. Maybe he just made that up so people could quit bugging him.
Well, he even put in the tweet, I have no further information. But he's basically saying, fuck off and don't ask me about page count or binding or any of that other nonsensical shit you guys are going to complain about already.
Yeah, so that's a big deal, man. That book coming out. It finally has a street date from one of the creators, so I'm glad it's coming out.
Yep, me too. That means it's time for me to order the first 2.
Oh, was that the deal?
Yeah, I was going to wait till 3 was announced.
Because I guess you were worried it was going to get canceled or just never come out, right?
Exactly.
And according to Luis, he's being a dick and saying it's going to get canceled.
Yeah, he's dicking with us.
Yeah, dick.
All right, well, I just got a bad tweet. I tweeted to J.H. Williams about the Promethea, the big Promethea book they were working on, if that was still on DC.
Oh, yeah.
So he said, thank you, but sadly, no, it is not. It was going to be done when I finished Sandman Overture, but DC reneged on it. So perhaps they'll change that in the future, though. Damn it.
Blows. At least he answered your tweet.
Yeah, that was really nice. He didn't have to, because I'm sure he gets asked that every fucking day. I was really hoping to, because did you ever see the way that it was going to be set up? It was going to be like, a lot of the pages were these like 18 pages, like just like a fucking pull out, like the old splash pages from the Wildstorm days. I know that means a lot to Gabe. That's the way this absolute was going to, this omnibus was going to be. Like an 18-page splash page of this, of his fucking wonderful artwork.
Wow.
There was a lot of work putting into it. And when DC, I mean, they canceled it 4 or 5 times. And yeah, they told, I remember he said that it was coming out the last time, right after he gets done with the Sandman. And I guess they went back on their word. Maybe it was costing way too much money to produce it.
That's sad. Very sad. I love that book. I really love that book.
Well, I held out on the damn Absolutes because I knew that book was coming. And look what happened. The Absolutes went out of print. Motherfucker.
And now you got to deal with other people who are reneging.
Yeah. Oh, well. So, Yeah, you guys want to take some questions real quick and then call it a night?
Sure.
Yeah, let's do that.
All right.
Any questions out there that you'd like to ask? Any three of us? We all have our strengths that we have, so we can pretty much answer any question out there. I'm throwing the glove down. We can answer it all.
Hey, did you guys see Commuter yet with Liam Neeson?
No. How is it?
It's awesome.
Oh, is it?
It's pretty good. It's really good. The opening scene is like one of the coolest things I've seen in a movie in a very long time.
All right, this is a good question from Brandon. What do I do about people spilling water on my omnibus? Well, what you do, Brandon, is you get a vision book like this that looks like water was spilled, and you tell your family, look, it was just an artistic take on the book. It's supposed to look like somebody spilled water on it. No, I don't know. That really sucks, man.
Yeah, it pretty
People
much.
away from your shit.
I was telling these guys about my little girl. I was like, maybe I'm being too strict on my books because she called me crying when I was working in Nashville. She had dropped one of my Peanuts hardcover collections and broken the spine. Right? And, right, Jess. And it's one of the ones, the box set's out of print. So I was like, nah, baby, it's okay. She's 8 years old and she is like crying, telling me I could break one of her books. And I'm like, no, it's just a book. It was an accident. You didn't mean to do it. Now, in my head, I'm like, mother. This is why I told my wife she should be reading that shit. So I feel you, man, as far as like somebody spilling something on one of your books.
What volume's out of print?
Oh, it's not the volume itself. It's the box sets that are out of print. Some of them are out of print.
Oh, all the box sets are out of print, or some of them?
No. Some of them, yeah.
Like what ones?
I'm sorry, I can't recall right now. I'll look it up, but it's like
I just have a couple of them.
Oh, okay. I think 50. Maybe the second box set, and
that's the one I have.
And the third box set. But I'm just really proud of her because she's reading this. Like she reads these books every night, and I'm like, and I want to encourage her to keep reading. I want her to enjoy this fucking museum of shit that I have here that I'm the only one and my wife reads. I want her to do that. So
yeah. Well, you handled it like a pro.
I'd like to think so. Let's see. I think there was another question in there.
Can we see the Omnibros hit the dab collectively?
No.
Maybe when we're together in Vegas.
That'd be cool.
I'm down for that.
I'll save up on my medications so that I can keep up with you guys drinking.
I'm telling you, we can go hit a comic book store that's next door to a wheat store that's down the street from a In-N-Out Burger. And right around that order, from a couple of record stores too, and all in like a 2-block radius.
Oh my god!
Like we're not gonna remember that Saturday and Sunday. We're gonna be like, "What did we do?" And we're gonna realize we put out an episode too, and we're like, "Holy shit! What did we talk about?"
That's gonna happen, and there will be a from Las Vegas.
All right, so Tyler, my man,
that's a good question.
Has a question. Who's your favorite character in the new Red Hood and the Outlaw books? Because I just read the Rebirth series and loved it. Oh, okay. Well, there's another guy that loves it.
I love it. Here we go. My
Artemis?
favorite's Artemis. Yeah, I love Artemis. She's got some attitude. I dig it.
I loved Artemis when she took over Wonder Woman's role.
I haven't read that series yet. I want to now.
The William Messner Loeb and Mike Deodato Jr. run?
No, just the whole new.
Oh, Red Hood. Yeah. I haven't either. I've got the old New 52 stuff, and that was kind of a pain to push through, but it's Scott Lobdell, so.
Well, now that Luis is back a little more often, we finally get him to do his review. He's been asking or saying
Red Hood and the Outlaws.
It's only been a year.
Yeah, or even like Codpiece Thor.
That's been a year. because that happened in May of last year, so that's almost a year. Because that was the Wonder Woman bet.
Has anyone read Rebirth Teen Titans in the Titans book? I read issue 1 of Teen Titans in the Rebirth issue, and then I read the first 2 trades of Titans, and I'm really liking Titans. It's is it Abnett that's writing it? Randy Lanning.
I haven't been reading it.
I'm just a big Titans fan.
Yeah, the book gets good when Bizarro gets involved for Red Hood and the Outlaws. It gets really good.
So Chris Marchiola was saying that he watched the Kirkman book about Wonder Woman last night, about the crazy shit. Polygraph test and 2 wives. You know, they made a movie about that too.
I want to see that movie. Came
out late last year.
Yeah.
It's about all the S&M shit and all the stuff he was into. So I haven't seen it yet, but I'm really interested in seeing it because I think that dude's life makes for an interesting story.
Mm-hmm.
And it makes sense why Wonder Woman was tied up to a missile a lot with her own lasso. I mean, who else didn't think that was hot, right?
Right.
Not complaining.
Thanks. Okay. I was like, you guys are being really quiet.
Well, no, whenever we talk, it shifts to us, so I always want to make sure that I'm quiet.
Oh, no,
talking, so the camera stays on you.
No, we're good.
All you gotta do is just click on his square. It'll stay on him.
Peace out, Tyler.
Bye, Tyler. We'll talk to you Saturday about that thing.
Yeah.
About that.
I'm not investing in Bitcoin. Thank you. I don't have any thoughts on Stan Lee's accusation. I don't have enough info to make a choice or make a judgment on that.
I was traveling when all that stuff was going on, and I would just see tits and bits here. Like, has there been a formal accusation, or is it just like one? I know everybody was sharing the Daily Mail article, right?
Yeah, which was pretty. I think it was kind of a sketchy source. It sounded like I'm not one to paper over somebody's transgressions, but I think the Daily Mail and its sources are considered suspect. So I'd like to hear it from a better source than that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, when I travel, like I find out stuff like later on. I'm like, what happened?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, like when the Cranberries lead singer passed away, like I found out about it the day after. I was like, no, she was so young.
She was young. 44 or something crazy.
Yeah, 40, 46, 44, something like that. Yeah, way too young. Way too young. Really talented. Man, I love that. I love that group. Omar would love Daily Mail. I don't know. Maybe. There's a conspiracy to bring down Stan Lee. Many have tried. They're all in the grave now.
Jess, would you allow Sal to face paint you with his pouch? No, I would not. I would not allow any of those guys. Crazy antics, as much as I find Richard and Sal funny, the stuff they do is way not my style. I love laughing at it, though. It's hilarious. Can't believe the stuff they do, especially during the month of Cocktober.
Cocktober?
Yeah, they had all.
That's an awesome month.
I know. They had all sorts of antics involving their cocks, and it was unbelievable. It was hilarious, but I mean, Cocktober.
That's my birthday month.
Cocktober.
Okay, well, we're not getting too many questions about comic books. I love the Howard Stern questions, but that's simply me. So we should probably wrap this up then while we're still speaking to each other. We're still on good terms.
Very nice, Tyler. Yes, while we're still in good terms.
Wait, something going on? Are we having a fight?
No, I'm just making it up.
Do
you guys bring your Go ahead.
I have.
I have too.
I've packed 2 omnibuses on my backpack, and sometimes I regret it.
Yeah, they're
waiting
heavy.
in line. Yeah, it's no joke. It was the Chris Claremont Wolverine Omnibus Volume 1. I had signed by Larry Hama. No, it was Claremont and Lane Wayne. Yeah. So lots of I have brought a lot of Omnis just to get signed. Might be easier going back to getting comic books to get signed and then get that shit CGC.
Yeah.
Gabe, who can do that now.
Yeah, I can help you guys out with that. I bring books to cons too, and I buy a lot of books at cons. But I just make trips. Like I'm not the guy that pack mules everything on me and carries every single thing I brought to the con with me day in day out to get signed. I just kind of plan it out, and I get books signed or the books I buy, and I take it back to the car, and I bring more stuff in, more stuff out. So that's always been my advice to people. Just don't carry everything at once. You know, don't be that guy with the hand cart full of like short boxes of comics to get signed.
Don't make fun of the guys with the hand cards. Those guys make the world go round.
Is that you, Omar? Are you one of those guys?
Motherfucker, do I look like I own a hand cart? No.
You're brown. I thought you would own some kind of dolly.
Huey P and Louis V nailed my favorite Stern Show song right there. That's my favorite Stern Show song parody. Huey P said it. I love that song. It's so catchy.
What is it, Jess?
Yeah, for the people who listen at home.
I'll suck your ween. Sung to the tune of "What Do You Mean" by Justin Bieber.
Jordan Fanatic, I read digitally. I do. I get a lot of I read a lot of the Image stuff, or if I want to try. So that's how I read God Country.
Oh yeah, Imran Khan's great. Casey Klaus's Party's great. Sorry, I'm talking over you.
No, that's okay, man. I mean, Howard Stern's obviously more important than the Omnibros.
Sorry.
Howard Stern Bros Live.
They're naming all these great songs. Go ahead.
No, that's all I had to say, man. That's really it. Who would win an X-Men trivia? That's a good question, Biggie Cheese. Who would win an X-Men trivia? Omar or Riley? You know what? I'm gonna throw Peter M in there too.
Yeah, Peter M in there.
He's got a damn good memory. That would be a fun game. Does Peter M drink? Because I like a drunken trivia night. Every answer we get wrong, we take a shot of tequila.
I think the problem is, even if he does, it's 8 o'clock our time is 1 in the afternoon his time, and he has to go pick up his daughter from school.
I don't see a problem with any of that.
So I don't think
you can tell he's not Latino.
1 o'clock. You mean I've already been drinking for 4 hours o'clock?
So I doubt we'd be able to get him on a drinking show at 1 in the afternoon his time tomorrow.
I just want him on a trivia. That'd be great.
Yeah, well, we can arrange that. He's, it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and he's. We need to do it soon because he's about ready to get a full-time job.
Oh no!
Don't do that. That's a bad idea.
Yeah, I know. So we need to get him before he loses his afternoon. So if we want to get him on like Thursday night X-Men trivia or something, we need to do it soon.
Let's see, Omar, what do you recommend to read digital on, like preferred tablet? Ooh, I've gone through quite a few. I had a Galaxy Note, and then I had the the Surface Pro 3. I had my iPad. But I kind of like the Surface Pro, just because it was it had a Microsoft OS and it was easy to move things around. It wasn't that, and yeah, I think I'll go with the Surface Pro. That's the one that I like the most out of all those. iPad was cool. Then I had what else did I have? The Galaxy, the Chromebook was okay, but yeah, Surface Pro all the way.
Well, this is completely degenerated into Howard Stern trivia.
I'm glad these guys all love Howard Stern, man. That's awesome. Good for them. I've been listening to that show in fucking ages.
Oh my god, I love Howard.
Yeah, I don't think I've listened to Howard Stern since he left E. Because I used to just watch it on E.
Yeah, that was a
I
good show.
forgot he had a show. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Gabe, where can they find you?
Yeah, everybody, you can find me here on YouTube as well. My channel is Gabe Infinity Watch. Give that a subscribe. You can find me on Instagram as Gabe Infinity Watch as well, and on the Omnibus Collectors Facebook group with these guys.
Omar, where can they find you?
You can find me on my YouTube show called Near Mint Condition. And they can also find me on the Facebook group with these two gentlemen.
Okay, that is awesome. You can find me, OmniDog, on YouTube, OmniDog's Vault, and on Instagram, OmniDogs_Vault. That's OmniDogs_Vault on Instagram. And I am also with these two gentlemen on Ryleymo's Facebook group, the Omnibus Collectors Comic Swap and a Community. All righty. This has been great. Thanks for watching, you guys. Thanks for the chat. My hosts, thank you for co-hosting with me. Great seeing you guys as usual.
It's always a pleasure, gentlemen.
And we are about to stop broadcasting, so peace and love. Peace and love.